Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jack. Welcome back. I have some Black Ops 3 beta gameplay in the background for you. I hope you guys enjoy that. And I was basically doing a lot of thinking lately. And the thing is, between going back and forth on debating on which games to get, during this holiday season and then the following year and everything, I just really started thinking to myself, like, okay, it seems like we basically go through the same routine every year of where it seems to be Call of Duty versus everything else, as in Call of Duty versus whatever big first-person shooter game may come out at that specific time. Or, some other sort of shooter. It doesn't even have to be first-person shooter. It can be a third-person shooter as well. And the thing is that this year, the question is, I just asked myself this question: what makes this year so different than any other year? And why should there be some thought put into this? And the reason is simply because there are a ton of games that are being really hyped, and we're not just talking about first-person shooters, but we're talking third-person shooters as well, and different kinds of shooters, and some games that hold interest to a particular set of audience, such as, like, let's say Star Wars. And the thing is, these games hold a really big fan base for a multitude of different types of reasons, but everything is basically compared and competed against Call of Duty. Now, the reason is, why is this? Well, Call of Duty is obviously a game that's more easily accessible, simply because it's a lot easier to kill somebody than it is, like, let's say, like a Gears of War or a Halo, for instance. So therefore, you're going to get a lot of replay value and a lot of popularity. And let's not forget the fact that Call of Duty is promoted like crazy. But the thing is, this year, and even next year, even partially next year, you're also going to have other games that are going to be very, very popular simply because of their name and because of the fact that, well, a lot of things have been shown. And the thing is, a lot of these games are coming out at around the same time within the 6 months period. Now, some of these games are going to be released like really, really close to each other before this year ends, obviously. But then you got a lot of other games that are coming out within the first quarter of next year, or within the first 5 months or so of next year, that are really, really going to make a difference. And the big question I had is, how is Call of Duty going to survive? And the thing is, the big thing that makes this such a big deal this year is because, well, number one, Black Ops 3 was good. I mean, we haven't played the full release yet, but the feedback from the beta seems to be more positive than negative, that's for sure. And the fact that the beta was as good as it was is something that opened a lot of people's eyes, even to people that pretty much left Call of Duty due to the last two installments that are slowly coming back, which is a good thing. But the thing is, let's break it down. You've got Halo 5 coming out, which is always competition, but the thing is, this time there's a few other games as well. There's Star Wars Battlefront, which is going to be I don't know. I haven't looked that much into it, but it just seems like it's going to be Battlefield with a Star Wars paint job and maybe a few adjustments here and there. But only time will tell, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, there's going to be so many different ways to play that game, and only time will tell. But I'm interested, despite the fact that I wasn't really too interested in Battlefield. But I'm interested because it's Star Wars, it's a first-person shooter, it looks like it'd be a lot of fun to play. Okay, great. Let's see. Let's go on to next year real quick. I mean, come on. We've got Rainbow Six Siege, which is a totally different kind of FPS that a lot of people are going to be into simply because it's different and because it revolves around teamwork. A little bit slower paced, a lot more of a chess game, so to speak. So there's going to be people are going to be interested in that. Tom Clancy's The Division is a game that is being talked about a ridiculous amount. I mean, so many people are looking forward to that game ever since it was announced. And then you've got a few other games as well. So Doom, for instance. We haven't seen a Doom game in a very long time. And, there's obviously multiplayer, which is going to be another thing. And the thing is, these games hold weight simply because they are different. So some of them are going to be more accessible to others simply because of the learning curve. Some of them are going to have more of a learning curve than others, which is understandable. So some may be more popular than others due to that fact. But there's also the fact that that these games hold weight Also because of the fact that there's just so many of them coming out, as in comparison to before in previous years. Back in the day, sure, you had some Call of Duty versus Gears of War, Call of Duty versus Halo, Call of Duty versus Titanfall, and the list goes on. But the thing is, usually there was just one or two, maybe, titles in a year that would be tremendously popular and a lot of people would be looking into, and then debating on whether or not that game was good enough. That game would either die down, or everybody would just maybe go back to Call of Duty simply because of the fact that it's easily accessible or whatnot. The thing is, this time there are so many games, and the thing is, as good as the Black Ops 3 beta is, and as much as Black Ops 3 is going to offer, and as much as Black Ops 3 is going to play, significantly better when it comes out on full release with all the bells and whistles and all the guns and all the maps and all the game modes and everything like that, which is awesome. It's great, and the way it gets promoted and the amount of money it makes, all that, okay. But this time, is it going to be as dominant, despite of how good it may be? Is it going to have that same level of dominance? Now, let's not forget the fact that, we're not in the Modern Warfare 2 Black Ops 1 era anymore, and Call of Duty has lost some of its strength since then, no doubt about it. But from feedback from the beta suggests that this could be the best Call of Duty since then, obviously, and a lot of fans are looking forward to it, especially since the beta was a success. So the thing is, despite all this, will Call of Duty survive? And the answer really just depends on what happens and how these other games pan out, because there's been other games that have been tremendously hyped. And I'm not going to point any fingers. I don't want to sound like, I kind of want to mention this just to set a small example, like Evolve, for instance. Evolve was, for what it was a good game, but it just didn't appeal to a lot of people simply because there was not a lot of people. A lot of people's biggest complaints was the fact that there was just a lot of running around and searching versus action. There wasn't much action or whatnot. It just wasn't enough or whatever. And the thing is, at the same time, there are a lot of people that liked Evolve because of that reason, because it was different in a sense. You had to play like a cat and mouse game or whatnot, and use teamwork and tactics and all that. But it just didn't appeal to as many people. But the thing is, numbers do play a role. It's kind of like Star Wars. You got the Rebel Alliance, the good guys that basically rely on their technology and stuff like that. And then you got the Empire, who have so many TIE fighters in the air, but yet so many TIE fighters go down, but they rely on numbers. Numbers does make a difference. So the thing is, because of the numbers and because of the different flavors of games coming out, is Call of Duty going to have that same knockout punch that it has been having, despite the fact that the last two games were let's just be kind and say mediocre or so. Is Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which is going to be a very good Call of Duty from the looks of things, and if they play their cards right, is that going to be enough to hold its own against all these different games? And I don't think I've even mentioned every single big name out there. You got, like I mentioned before, Tom Clancy's The Division, you've got Star Wars Battlefront, you've got Halo 5, Rainbow Six Siege, the other Rainbow Six, which I can't think, I just went blank. I forgot about the what it was called or whatnot. Doom. There's The Division. I've already mentioned Division, but all these games hold their own weight and they have their own fan base. And if they're done right, they could definitely do their own thing and be successful. So, and I think with time, and especially with the fact that a lot of games are going to be releasing with betas now, and the fact that other games are constantly looking at how other new games are doing and everything, and kind of taking off of that and getting feedback off of that, I think this could be something that is going to impact the kind of impact that Call of Duty makes. It's just an interesting topic, and I just thought I'd figure I'd talk about it. So in the comments section, let me know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Call of Duty is going to have the same impact, despite the fact that this one is going to be good? Or do you guys think it's going to, is there going to be another game out there that is going to take so much of an impact away from that it's going to start you know, the whole new era of first-person shooter audience or appeal, so to speak, because Call of Duty did it back in the day with COD 4, and the next thing you know, for the next amount of years, we had continuous success in the franchise because of its accessibility and all these other things. So the thing is, you know, will these other games, you know, at least if it's not one or two, you know, in combination, will they make a really big difference? Now, I know that these games are not, how do you say this? I know that these games are not all like, you know, revolutionizing themselves and gathering themselves up to beat out Call of Duty like a team or something like that. I'm not saying that's the case, because it certainly isn't. I mean, do they want to be at the top of the competition? Sure, but they're not like teaming up to beat Call of Duty or anything like that. But I just thought it made for an interesting topic and conversation. So I posted it. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Will Call of Duty survive, or will Call of Duty, you know, take a big hit, or what do you guys think the end result is going to be? I think it's pretty interesting, especially with all these games coming out. I'm going to be playing a ton of them, and you're going to be seeing a ton of them on the channel. But I thought it was an interesting thing to think about. So the next thing you know, a few minutes later, I'm making a video about it. So yeah, I'd love to hear everybody's opinions in the comments section. And what game are you looking forward to most? Because there's a huge list of shooters out there, and you know, I know there's other games like Rise of the Tomb Raider and stuff like that have gained massive popularity, but you know, I'm just nailing it down to shooters. I'm breaking it down to shooters simply because of the fact that, well, shooters seem to be, in all due respect to other types of games, shooters just seem to be something that is gaining a tremendous amount of popularity. That obviously started with Call of Duty and even games before Call of Duty or whatnot, simply because of the multiplayer and then the appeal to the masses or whatnot. But shooters seem to be the next big thing, or the big thing now, more than anything else, in terms of console gaming at least. So what do you guys think? You know, and which game are you looking forward to most? That's one thing that I'm really interested in knowing about. So feel free, let it all be known in the comments section, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.